Hi, everybody. Recruiting Animal here on February 22nd, 2025. And my camera's not working. Everybody's camera's working, but not mine. My mic is finally working. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Give me some feedback, please.
We should tell them no.
Bad people. Okay. We got all the greats are here. Almost all the greats. So we've got Rich Rosen. Can you wave, Rich?
Hi.
Rich Rosen, Dominic Maiani, right? And Ernie Moreno. I'll finish the show. I'll be speaking Spanish already. Okay. Would you guys agree to this? Okay. In every work situation, there's always going to be problems. But going through them with people who get stressed out all the time is hell. Okay, would you agree to that? Is that a principle we can all agree on?
Yes.
Okay. Can you go into an interview as a candidate or even as a recruiter and say, look, I got a question about your culture. Okay. When problems happen, do people freak out? Do people get stressed out all the time, or do they stay calm? Is it a kind of calm kind of place to deal with problems? Is that a fair question? Nobody's got an answer. Oh, what a stupid question you're asking. It's not just your dumb camera. It's just you. Okay.
Stay calm.
We couldn't hear anything. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Is that your first question or your last question that you're asking?
Okay, well, move on. I'll go to the next one. Oh, what about this? You know, in Dale Carnegie, people are still pushing that, okay? And he always says, say the person's name as often as possible because it's music to their ears. It makes them feel wanted and all kinds of stuff like that, okay? But I think it's stupid. Does anybody, you find these people saying, the guy said, I had dealings with CarMax once, and the customer rep called me by my first name no fewer than 10 times. I felt like I was in a cult. Does anybody...
It's a little over.
Animal, I think, Animal, that you're doing a great job, and you should, Animal, let me just tell you. You don't overdo it, just like anything else. It's good advice. It's a good way to remember their names. But what's worse is when you forget their names.
What do you mean? If you had a situation where you were talking to someone and couldn't remember,
you ask them their name and they tell you and you forget it. That's how.
Oh, you got a Joe Biden moment? That's your problem?
Yeah, you make it into a joke. You make it into a conversation piece.
Really? You forgot someone's name in the middle of a conversation? Who are you? Yeah.
Hey, more importantly, is anyone else having this issue on LinkedIn where if you go to hit more experience, see the rest of their experience, that it just doesn't show up? It just kind of blanks.
No.
This is on free LinkedIn. I wonder if they turned it off on free LinkedIn.
Why, you're on free?
Yeah.
Well, don't you pay anymore?
I haven't paid. I have SalesNav, but I've never paid for a recruiter.
Okay, but you've got SalesNav. That's not free.
No, it's like $800 a year. But
you just said you're on free LinkedIn.
Well, I don't really use the SalesNav. I have that for the. I don't really like SalesNav. I just use that for when you got to do more build lists for to put into other programs.
Okay, so you use something like Pin in order to find names. Is that what?
Yeah. I use Pin. Like SalesNav sucks, and like in terms of like just the
SalesNav sucks. Tommy's here telling us how great it is all the time.
No. I never say it's great. It's just you can use it. Here it is. I don't use it enough. So I'm not as proficient in it. I use it for building a list.
But you get to also know with Rich, nothing's great.
No.
It's like it's still in the progress. It's still doing this, but
exactly.
Is there anything you do think is great, Rich?
Yeah, Pin.com. He thinks that's great. He's on the board.
I think Pin is rock solid, but nothing's great. Everything's needs to be better. I'll never be satisfied.
The one thing I remember from Rich that is good advice is everything's negotiable.
Everything.
What does that have to do with anything?
That has to do with as you look at programs that Rich says is not great, they give you a price. You can always get it to bring them down a little bit.
Okay, thank goodness Tom is here. Okay, Tom, can you hear? Tommy, wake up. Okay, why is everything going wrong today?
You're fine. There he is.
Tommy, can you hear me?
Animals in space.
Rich Rosen, the great Rich Rosen, America's recruiter who teaches a class every Thursday morning online at 8:45. He said just now that Sales Nav sucks. And I said, boy, I wish Tom was here.
Yeah. A little
Here.
overspoke because I couldn't find the experience.
Oh, back it up now.
Yeah.
I can't hear you, Tom. I can't hear you.
I'll pull a Charlie Kirk. What's the context? So I guess like for me, like it works great. I don't know. Rich really likes pin. So maybe is that what you're talking about, bro?
Yeah, you know what? I was just fucking around because I couldn't find the experience. The experience.
No. Here's what he said, Tom.
Oh my
Here's
God.
what he said. He said, LinkedIn is not showing me more experience when I
On the free section, on the free LinkedIn, if you get when it shows you like partial experience, then it's like, oh, the guy's got 8 other pieces of info or 8 other like jobs. They click the button, says show more experience. Usually it opens up the rest of it. All day it's not been doing that, or well, actually the last couple of days.
Yeah. So then I said, you using free LinkedIn? And he says, no, I got Sales Nav, but I never use it. It sucks.
Yeah, usually it does. But
So I mean, the idea behind it is it's a lot, in my opinion, compared to Recruiter. It's well worth the difference in price, and I like the fact that you can use the account section for business development. We found a bunch of cool new tricks. I mean, they may not be new to most people, but you could find all the companies that have 50 to 500 employees that only have one or less HR person. Right, that's really easy to do. The job switching, right? We call it ambulance chasing.
Yeah, you're not addressing the issue. Okay. Like he said, it sucks. It's no good. You're always saying it's fantastic.
yeah, listen, slow down.
Alan, that haircut should ask
Slow
me
down.
the
Slow down.
money back. Yeah,
It
go ahead.
definitely sucks. It's just that I wasn't using it right.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, let's go back to Ernie's issue. Okay, everything is negotiable. What does that mean? That there's a? Can we have a specific situation to see what that means? Here's what I'm guessing is that if money is a problem, you can negotiate other factors like give me a free laptop or give me a free parking spot or give me something else in its place. Is that what you mean, Ernie, when you say you
No,
learned?
I mean, they will give you a price. You look at the whole environment as to what's going on. I think recruiting in general, hiring in general is suffering. I think if you just think of yourself as being the only buyer, they too need people to be purchasing from them. And if you just throw it out, hey, I have an issue with the price, they'll come back with something. But if you just say yes, then you're not negotiating. But I have found it to be a very useful trick. There's 2 of them. One is submit. Rich's 2 lines that I use is one submittal a day, which is very hard. And number 2 is always negotiate. And if you have that in the back of your mind, don't be so quick to jump into the water. Just throw it out there and say, hey, I don't know if I'm that excited. You could be making $1 million.
Ernie, come on, you're talking in generalities, bland generalities. It means
Well, I mean,
nothing.
you don't want to get into specifics as to which accounts you used it on.
What's an example of what you're talking about? It means nothing.
No, I've heard people say that they went into one account, they were ready to quit, or they just announced they were going to quit, and then they come back with this. I just got like a 30% discount on a fee that I had quit on one account for contract contact information, and all of a sudden they come back with, hey, come back on board, we'll give you 30% off.
Ernie, are you talking about negotiating for a candidate? Are you talking about negotiating for like?
I'm talking about negotiating for tools that you have, and
Okay.
negotiating in any way.
Yeah.
Like even if you're talking to a client, it shouldn't always be, well, we're going to give 20%. Well, you go back
Okay.
and forth. We pay only 20%. Well, I'll do 20% if you do this, or I'll do 10% if you do that.
Everything's
But
negotiable.
I'll always keep that in mind. And I think that's the one thing that people forget is that everything is negotiable. They're humans. They got to make a living.
Listen, we're in sales.
Everything's negotiable.
We're all salespeople. I mean, sales is a fucking negotiation.
Yeah.
Everything is sales. You can ask. That doesn't mean you have to say yes. And if they do, great. If they don't, okay. Now you have a decision to make. Is it worth your time or not? Very simple.
Yeah, one of my biggest lessons was actually I was a temp sales guy at Nordstrom's for Christmas a billion years ago, and back when the day after Christmas sale was actually a real thing. I had Rich Rosen come up to me, and he wanted to buy 3 suits that like $700-800 a pop and a bunch of other things. And I go to ring him up. He's like, "Hey, hold on a second. I need a couple more things, but what are you going to do for me?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, these aren't only 2 of these are sale items. What are you going to do?" I go, "This is the price. Go check with your boss." So I went to the boss, and he's like, "You can go up to 15% off. Start at 12." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" And so I gave Rich 12% off. He was happy as a clam. I got a huge commission, and now I know when I go into a retail store,
yeah,
I'll ask.
Why not?
What are they going to say? No.
Yeah, better. Listen, better in your pocket than theirs.
That's a great lesson right there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you ask them, Alan?
Hey, look, this is a little expensive for me. Is there anything you guys can do about it?
Yeah.
Sometimes, a lot of times, like Home Depot and others, they have standard, take 5-10% off or whatever.
And you don't feel pathetic for being.
Who cares? Who gives a shit? I mean, really.
Okay, Animal, let me put it this way. If I'm buying $1,000 item, a tool or a machine at Home Depot, and I can get $100 or $150 off that I don't have to pull out of my pocket, I'm done. Why wouldn't I?
What's the cutoff?
Animal. More importantly, what do you care about what some stupid like stock boy thinks for minimum wage thinks about you? I mean,
Rich,
what bearing on your life does this guy have on anything you're going to ever do?
Rich, I heard a great one this morning, and you probably heard about it because it was on one of the podcasts. It was like that thing. What do you care? Will this person cry at your funeral?
Yeah, there you go. I love it. It's exactly. Who cares? You go to a retail store. You can always ask, "Hey, how about you throw the employee discount? What do you think?"
Yeah.
I mean, they're either going to laugh, say no, I'm serious.
And the first thing you say, "Are you an employee?" You go, "No."
I mean, why not? Who cares?
Well, and I'm sure that
the one thing to get them on is always just say, "Do you know who I am?"
Yeah, that always works well.
And then I work for Dominic at Lazio Search. You know who I am?
Yeah. And the next time they see Rich come in, they'll say, "Oh, look, here comes the schnorr."
Yeah, that's okay.
So
listen, you know what? That means the discount will be ready.
Yeah.
I don't have to ask. You're worried about opinions that don't matter.
Okay. Well, tell me, you want to get in on that? Do you ask for discounts whenever you buy something? No. Look at
Not on commercial stuff. Like, occasionally, but no.
Yeah, why not?
You get a lot of money. That's why.
It's not worth it. It's not. Depends on what you're talking about, right? Like, in some cases, yes, right. But if I'm going to the regular store, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We go grocery store. Can I have this for 49 cents instead of 59? No, I'm not going to do that shit.
It's not worth the headache.
Yeah. I have found something at a big box store that had a tear in it or it's broken. I said, "Hey, will you give me a discount for this?" And they're like, "Yeah." I bought a put together a giant swing set for my kids at a really big discount because we had to take it apart at Home Depot and move it. So they gave me a great discount on it. But stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the point of it is, you always keep it in the back of your mind that when you're doing something, you always keep that in the back of your mind. That don't be so quick, be alert, and ask. And if that's the least you can do is just ask. If it's important to you, and if you think you can get some out of it. But you find a lot of it.
I have to admit that I called my phone provider for my mobile phone, and I asked about a certain plan, and I said, "Let me think about it." She immediately dropped it.
Yeah, exactly. Why shouldn't you? Why not?
I'm here, Dave, but my camera's not working. Okay, I don't know why.
Dave, could you fix that for him?
You
You got a haircut. Look at you, man.
Does it sound that bad?
Wow,
So-
Animal's not in, so Dave's on. Wow, look at that.
I think Dave did
Have
that
we
for
ever
you.
seen Animal and Dave together at the same
know.
time?
Like Batman.
I
and
don't
Bruce Wayne.
think so.
You know, I
Wow.
think Dave and Animal are the same person.
I think so too.
Whoa.
And a voice changer.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. David said my voice
I
is
am your
terrible.
father.
It's awful. Does my sound terrible? Is it? Can someone
Yeah,
help
you
me?
sound fine.
Okay.
You sound like you always do. Horrible.
Okay, what about this? Time of day affects interviews. When a recruiter asks about your availability for an interview, always request the earliest morning slot. Anybody think that's a word of wisdom?
For the early morning, taking the first slot of the day.
Yeah.
Or the
no,
last one, so you make the biggest impact. I mean,
I like the last one.
Yeah, I usually like going last.
Why? Why?
Because you know what? If you're good, you're going to shine because most other people aren't going to be good. I find if you're the best and you go first, then you see three other guys that are also decent. You're like, the last guy I saw was pretty good. Let me move him forward. It's
And
just
also a lot. Yeah.
You forget the other guys. Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
I would want to put my best guy last.
Yeah.
That's me.
Totally.
I mean, hardly ever did you able to find three good candidates for a search.
yeah,
But if I
exactly.
had three good candidates for a search, I would want my best guy going last.
And also,
Or gal.
most of the time, the client, if they're interviewing everybody in one day, if your guy is last, the client has already asked the questions and modified the questions. So your guy is getting probably the most accurate real question.
That's a good point too. Yeah, if he got asked those questions and both candidates like fumbled or said stuff or said, "Hey, that doesn't make sense. Why didn't you ask this?" Then that guy's going to fix that, and that candidate may answer it better. I mean, I don't know. I like the last one, guys. Anybody like to be first?
Sometimes, like you said, Tom, it's like right now it's all dependent on your candidate pool, and chances are, if you get three guys at once, you're having a great day. So sometimes you just got to throw them in when you get them because the market's moving too
Yeah,
fast.
I guess if I have
But-
three candidates, I'm making a fucking placement, so I don't care which one.
Yeah,
gets it.
exactly.
So, let's get-
Exactly.
Does the fact that they go on different days matter? The interviews? You have three interviews. They got one on Wednesday, you got one on Thursday, and I got
Not if they're all three my candidates. No.
Yeah. Am I going to have to go through this and take out that gangbang reference? I think so.
He meant it. He was serious.
Yeah. What this other guy said, you're absolutely cooked if the first or last meeting on the calendar for my day is your interview. He's a hiring manager. He said the first is bad and the last is bad. The first is bad because the hiring manager is not fully focused when they come in. They drink in their coffee. There's all kinds of fires they have to put out before they can calm down, and that's going to affect your interview. Anybody agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, getting in too early can be challenging, and I almost never schedule things like end of day on a Friday. Like anything.
Or first thing in the morning if I don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I'd rather do it 8:30 in the morning than I would at 4:00 on a Friday.
And also, for me, in our industry, Tommy, in construction, at least in Southern California, my ideal time is going to be Monday afternoon because all the executives have gotten in. They've done their morning executive weekly meetings. They're
Good
so
point.
tired of it. They're back
And
from
they're all
lunch.
in the office that first day too. Most people are in the office, especially in construction
And-
and even sales too. Monday and
Yeah.
Friday, those are usually office days. That's a good point.
And there is and if you can come in and bring them like solutions and give them like the warm fuzzies because they just got done with 3, 4, 5 hours of just administrative process hammering BS, you're a breath of fresh air.
Well, actually, let me,
Good point.
Rich, in the sales teams, well, maybe there are people are all distributed across the country, but don't they usually have
Hey Alexa.
their sales meeting first thing Monday morning? Like everybody's there.
Depends. Some do, some don't. But usually, usually I can reach people Monday
Rich.
morning.
Rich, that's a yes or no question, please.
Sorry, yes and no.
Okay, let me do my ads. Rich, I mentioned, is America's Recruiter. Okay, there was a list, Atlas applicant tracking system. put out a list of the top 100 recruiters. Most of them are people we don't know, but Richie Rich was number 15. Congratulations. I already congratulated him. But here's the thing. He teaches a class 8:45 every Thursday morning, 8:45 Eastern time. And you want to contact him about it. It's listed in the show notes, but Rich at Cornerstone.
Go to his house and knock on his door. He loves that.
I love it.
Is it
Rich,
free?
Especially if you,
that at?
Do we get it free here?
you can get it free, of course, Ernie. You
But
get one
nobody
free
likes
class.
the animal show. They get to pay for it on Thursday mornings. And he answers all your questions, right? And
Absolutely.
are you eating breakfast while you're doing this?
No,
Rich.
I'm getting paid for that. So,
Rich, what is that Atlas? What is
What?
it? What is that?
Atlas,
that
Atlas, ATS.
True Atlas.
Oh, it's
another
the ATS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They hooked up with Huxo. I don't even know how he got on the list, to be honest with you.
I know how, because you used to be on the show telling us how great it was. That's why.
Well, I don't know. Do they listen? I have no idea.
Well, have you made a decision on dumping Crelate yet?
No. No, I was Tommy. I did just look at Jarvie again this morning, and they did some nice updates to it in the last couple of weeks. So
Have they? Oh, I'll have to do it. He sent me a thing to do another demo, and I'm doing Recruiter Flow next week. Just because you guys all been talking about it, and one of the guys that I'm mentoring is switching to it, so I figured I need to give it a whirl anyway, just to see.
Yeah, so Recruiter Flow. I finally got my Ring Central issue fixed with Recruiter Flow. It's interesting. I got to play with now that I got things working properly on it. I got to redo it, play with it again because it looks really good. It's like the best looking program. I just don't know if it's the best functioning program yet.
Do you guys negotiate your applicant tracking systems on
I did. Oh yeah, always.
Always.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ernie?
Why not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Our older recruiters, Calmer, have they been disappointed so many times that they realize that dwelling on a turn down or a fall off or being cheated by a client doesn't accomplish anything productive? Okay. Would you say older recruiters?
Yeah.
are Calmer?
Yeah.
It's a part of life. I mean, part of what we do. I talk about that all the time. It's like you'll go crazy if you try and prevent fall offs, prevent turns down, prevent counter offers. You just can't because you're dealing with people. It's just you just can't.
You can get the comment you can get Comment Browser for free now.
Yeah, but you can't.
Not all the features. No, you can't.
No,
Not without having a pro account. Yeah, that's the whole point.
And so you go to GPT. What is it?
Cheap GPT.store.
Just put in the link.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Cheap GPT
Cheap.
dot cheap as in
Okay.
Tommy,
Yes,
just
I'm
put
a
it in,
cheap
put
bastard.
the link in the comments in the chat. Thank you.
CHEAPGPT.store.
Were you just complaining about us doing this right now a little while ago?
Well, it's hard for me at Cheap GPT. And what do you do there, Tom?
you buy the pro. You walk through it. It's very simple, but you have to do. Okay, so if anybody's watching, you cannot use an email address you've ever used with Comet before. It has to be a fresh Gmail account that you've never used with Perplexity or Comet or anything, right? Then you go in there and you sign up for it. Then they're going to send you a code. And when you go to buy the pro account, you buy it for the year. You put the year up, my price like $120 or whatever, and then you put that little code they sent you in, and it takes it off to zero, and you're signed up for a year on the pro account for $13.95.
Okay, great. That's very clear. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, what I would hire this person, okay? I just want to know if you guys have the same intuition as me. This guy said, I was on the bus. A woman was sitting next to me talking on the phone with her loudspeaker on. The speaker was open. And so I joined in the conversation. And she gave me dirty looks. And
I would have joined in the conversation too.
and so he said to her, I'm sorry, I thought it was a group call since you put it on the loudspeaker for all of us. I would hire that guy as a recruiter, wouldn't you? Isn't that fantastic?
He's outgoing. So, at face value, I'll give him a chance I'll talk to him as a recruiter. see if he could do the job, because that's ballsy to do. I mean,
Yes, it's ballsy.
that's a
Yeah.
cold call, kind of.
Okay, what about this? Tom Tuna had, the question, where do you want to be in 5 years? He had a different version of that I kind of liked. What do you want your career to eventually look like? Okay, and then if the person doesn't, he throws out some suggestions himself to warm up the person. And what do you think of that? What would you want your career to eventually look like? I think it's a good question, a good variation. Anybody?
Yeah, it's fine.
Nobody's turned on by it. Nobody says, hey, yeah, I'm going to ask that tomorrow. No, nobody, right? Somebody's mic is screwing up. Okay. What about this? This is Richie. Rich has now made a serious investment in posting on social media. So, Rich, what do you think of this? Focus on one platform until it hurts. This guy says, I ignored Instagram, Twitter, and everything else, just LinkedIn for 2.5 years because I think that depth beats width. He says, don't spread yourself too thin over all these platforms. Just focus on getting a lot of stuff on one. Is that what you're doing, Rich, or is your assistant putting your stuff everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, if I was everywhere, I mean, there's no need to just do it on one platform because it's all automated now. So if you have it and you want to put it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever else, it's still one click of the button. So there's no reason you should only do one platform.
Yeah, I have Socialmonias, and I can post to all 3 LinkedIn accounts and Facebook and Twitter if I want, Instagram if I want, YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky, all of those.
What are you using? What was that you're using?
Socialmonia.
Spell it.
I
Just
too.
type it out so I can
Put it in the chat.
I'm doing
Yeah.
it because I can't spell it. And I don't know if it's still available, but I bought it on AppSumo for $59, and because they had a server error, they gave me an additional account for free. So
here it is. Socialmonials. SOCIA.
I feel like it's Christmas with my grandmother here.
MONIALS. What?
Nothing, honey.
Not Socialmonials, Socialmonials. And he got it on appsumo.com, APPSUMO.com. I'm going to go and check and see if it's there still. What about this? Cold calling gets better as you warm up. Any activity, be it dancing or cold calling, it takes 10 to 30 minutes to warm up. Would you guys agree, or is your first cold call just
the first part? Yes. The second part, no.
What does that mean?
Yes, it takes time to warm up, but I don't think 30 minutes.
Oh, so it takes 10 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, a couple good calls. Like I always tell people who are new at cold calling, make sure the first call that you make is a good call. Schedule your very first call as a good call, positive call. Candidate debrief, that went well. Closing a deal, talking to a client that you like, taking a job order. The first call in the morning should be a good call. That's a good warm up to kind of get your energy pumping and get you excited because the next 20 calls could be kicking you in the teeth.
Okay, so your first call is not a cold call. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I tell new people who are doing it. Not that they should start with a positive call.
Start with the easy calls, basically.
Yeah.
You see, I like that. That's great. What you guys are saying. Start easy, slide into it. But these other people are always saying, do the hard stuff, make the hard calls.
If you don't have a good call, then yeah, you're going to run into that. So yeah, your first couple calls could be tough, and you may take time to warm up. Get your rhythm going, get your vibe going, get comfortable with making the calls. I mean, that's just life.
Okay, I forgot. Dominic has a show. It's on tomorrow, Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern.
Unless he's golfing.
And it doesn't have a name, but I'm putting the link in the notes under the show. And that's a call-in show like this one, although he knows a lot more about AI than I do. And he's a better businessman and generally a smarter person than me, and he's the host. Okay, and Tommy's got a full array of shows. TheRecruiterRoundtable.com. You'll go to all the shows there, but it's in the notes as well. Alan doesn't have a show, but he goes to Tommy's. David and Mar, I think, might go to Tom's as well. Certainly Ernie does. He's a co-host.
Correct.
there's all the ads. Now, does somebody? Nobody's really getting turned on my questions today. Maybe because you can't see my face. My approach is not as compelling as usual. Is there something somebody else wants to discuss here that they say, I wanted to ask Ernie this question for years, and here's my chance, or Tom? No. Now you.
I already asked Rich about ATSs. We talked about that.
Yeah. Okay.
And
okay. Well, I've got more questions. I got lots of them. Okay. What about
Continue.
this? Video direct messages rock. Okay. Video reply rates beat any other channel or medium. Does anybody agree with that? Videos.
No.
Why not, Richie Rich?
I mean, I don't. I have no reason to doubt it, but I just think everything works in doses.
Yeah, but you were experimenting with video a while
Yeah,
ago.
I don't think it's a bad thing to do. It's not what I'm saying. I just don't know.
Right. If you were making money off of it, you would be doing it. You would say, "Hey, yeah, I love it. It's great."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't tell you it works or doesn't work better than anything else. I think it certainly doesn't hurt to do.
Do
But-
you think they go in cycles?
I do. I mean, I think because you know what? Then you're going to get a million people just throwing videos out there. Then you get a million people. Now like text doesn't work or whatever on LinkedIn. I mean, it's just everything works. You never know what each individual person's going to respond to. That's why you email, phone, you email, call, and text.
Okay, this
Yeah.
guy Chris, he's a sales trainer, and he says here's why it works because nobody is doing it. Okay, that's Rich says everybody's doing it. That's why it's not worthwhile. Okay,
No, it's not what I said. it's everyone will start to do it. Like everything goes in waves. Like there was a period everyone was doing video. It was a million videos going on, and so then LinkedIn especially changes their algorithm, right? And then it's everyone's doing.
no, that's in the postings. Has anybody? This is a direct message. Has anyone here ever sent a direct message of a video to a prospect or a candidate?
I know
Yeah.
Rich has, and we just talked about that a couple weeks ago. Kelly does it a lot too. And there are some, I think scaling it is the difficult thing to make it personalized, but there are some decent platforms out there that'll help you do it. And I think it has some serious value because right now, not a lot of people are doing it. And as you had said, I think it gets a reply because they see a real person like, hey, this is Tom Alaccio. I want your business. What do I got to do to get it? Give me a call.
Tom, have you tried Dub?
AK?
Have you tried Dub? I was just looking at it this weekend again. DUBB, which is
What is it?
It's another video, like sending video messages and things like that.
I bought one of those lifetime deals for $99 or $199, and it just seemed too. It wasn't good. It just wasn't good.
Dub, because I did that with SendSpark or whatever. REPLIQ.
I bought Reach Out AI.
And it was the same part like Replic there where you had to like go grab the cookies and shit like that. It was just such a cluster. I'm like, this is gonna get.
Hey, dude, check. I'm just looking at Dub right now, and it looks like the one that I bought.
Oh yeah. That's
What
funny.
is
Yeah.
it? What's Dub? What's Dub?
It says the video thing. Yeah, like, there's so many of them popping up.
Yeah.
But I think what I want, and I think one of the guys who comes on the roundtable occasionally, Huff Logue, he has the one where you look at the video and you talk. Hi, my name's Tom Alaccio. I'm wonderful and great. Give me a call. And then they replicate that and use those parameters of like, first name, company name. And it looks like you're saying that stuff. Like you type in all the stuff and then using your voice and your video, I can have videos that are scaled that'll say, hey, Rich Rosen, I'm wonderful and great. Give me a call. And then the next one, like, hey, Dominic Miani, I'm wonderful and great. Give me a call. And then, hey, Ernie Moreno. Like, so that's the one that I would want. And I understand, from my understanding, they're a little on the expensive side.
Well, there's they're expensive, that's what Replic IQ does. You can make it look like, saying, hey, Tommy, and then you can see your LinkedIn profile scrolling in the background, moving up and down.
I sent you that one, right, with me and the video and your LinkedIn profile. I did that with YouTube and Canva, but you can't scale it.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Like you can do it. One-offs are easy. It's the you're doing the bulk that makes it hard.
Yeah.
So
Hold on a second. Doesn't that, in The Simpsons? Hi, my name is Troy, whatever is. Isn't that this exact same thing? And it looks so phony that everybody laughs at it. That's why they do it on The Simpsons, they make fun of it.
Well, that's just it. The more expensive ones don't, apparently. Like, I haven't tried them, but from what my understanding is, the more expensive ones, they use AI and your voice and your body.
And it's seamless.
The person talking.
It's seamless. It's seamless integration of all these different names. That's what you're saying, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they're.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Dub is supposed to do as well. I don't know if it does it or not. But
It would be funny if you did a video and said, "Hi, Rich. How was your day?" You got to straight out of beginners.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
And then just shitting you, man. Just shitting you.
coming back to the videos, this guy says they should be no more than 60 seconds. Okay.
No more. 45,
Hey.
ideally.
Okay. What about this? The question. Does anyone use the question? Tell me about yourself. Does anybody use that? No. No.
But that was the old days when you couldn't find their resume, and you were.
Hey, I would say,
you were
like,
looking for the
tell me what
resume.
you want to be when you grow up. That's what I use.
So
I like
nobody
doing
uses-
this with people. They all prep for like the STAR method, and this and that, and then just throw them completely off. Just have a normal conversation, just like this, and be like, "Yeah, we're not asking."
Well, how
you
do
any
you
questions.
open it, Dominic? How do you open the conversation?
How's it going? Well,
How you doing?
why'd you respond to me? What's going on? Tell me what you got going.
How was your day?
And then by the time we're done with the call in a half hour, I'll know everything about them, their wife, this, that, kids, where they live.
it's amazing if you have a real conversation, how it actually just all flows together. Like
Yeah.
you don't. Everyone tries to overthink it and give these like highfalutin
You,
prep for everything. You just talk to people.
you don't want to you don't want to ask that question. What's your current pay? But you have a normal conversation and say, well, what's your salary target? Well, let me tell you what I'm making right now.
What are you
Ernie,
accustomed
I always ask
to
them.
making?
I go, what are you making
I
right
don't
now?
care.
When you need to make a move.
Yeah. Because we're not
Always
HR.
ask.
We don't work for big companies. If someone, and in my 28 years of doing this, I've never had anyone ever say to me, "Oh my God, I'm calling somebody. You can't ask me that." Some people say they don't want to share it. It's fine. But no one has ever lost their mind because I asked them a question.
Listen, not one
Or,
person.
or
has
have you ever
told
asked them a
me.
question like,
No.
what's your reason for leaving the last company? And then they'll tell you some canned answer, and you go, okay, what's the real reason? And then they go, okay,
I love it. It was a mutual separation because the next thing I say to them, "Oh, so if you wanted to stay, you could have."
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
they're
know
ha-
that.
If they're hesitant at all, be like, listen, the more money I get you, the more I get paid. So I'm going to try to get you the most possible. Tell me what you
Remember,
are
I don't work for. I always say this. Remember, I don't work for the company. I'm some dumb headhunter. Just give me all the information, and I'm going to help you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've
You know,
never had a problem getting it.
Ernie actually does something, and maybe he's changed, but he'll recruit a passive candidate, and he'll say to them, if I remember correctly, the first thing he'll say is, "Why do you want to leave your current job?" And the guy says, "Well, you called me. I'm not looking. Am I right, Ernie?" And then you'll
say, yeah, that, but hey, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
So there's a
I
reason
say,
why you're
I
talking to
know
me.
that I called you, but what would motivate you to leave your current employer? That's what I say. Something to that effect. Because I always say the current is different, right? When you say current, right, it's like saying, what do you like about your current wife? That's a big fucking difference than like, what do you like about your wife? So what do you like about, why would you leave your current company? I know I called you, but what would motivate you to leave your current situation?
Yeah, but a lot
Right?
of it also depends on the tone.
Mm-hmm.
that you
Exactly.
because it could be, you could follow it up with a laugh. You could follow it up with, this guy's all pissed off anyway, doesn't want to talk to me. It just depends on the tone, and you got to play with that tone. And that's where the experience comes in.
I'd imagine, though, once you say to them, "Why do you want to leave your current job?" You say, "You called me," and you say, "You're talking to me," that they would see that as a combative kind of situation. Obviously,
No. But then again, it's how you say it. Hey, look, dude, we talked. You called me. You've answered. Whenever I have a
We're
conversation,
talking. Yeah.
whenever I have a conversation with somebody and we carry it on a little bit, there's an interest and there's a reason why, and that's what I'm trying to get to. Let's be upfront with each other.
Okay,
And those
Tommy commented on something that relates to what we were talking about last week. Tom Brady, okay? He said to be successful at anything, you don't have to be special. You just have to do what most people aren't doing. Be consistent and determined and willing to work. Okay. Talent doesn't mean anything. Well, that's baloney. Okay.
That's baloney, 100%. That's what I meant to say. It's 100% baloney because I'll never be a top 10 quarterback, no matter how hard I try, no matter what I do. I'm not tall enough. I'm not strong enough. I'll never be able to throw the ball like him. I don't care. It just won't happen. Right? Like I can never be a point guard in an NBA, right? Like there's certain things I'll never be able to do. Any of us will ever be able to. It has nothing to do with determination and whatever, right? It's talent. Some people are like the reaction time of an F1 driver is something like 0.10 or something, right? It's like ridiculous. My son's a gamer and he's like 0.179 or whatever. He says these F1 drivers are have twice the reaction time of him. We'll never be F1 drivers. I don't care. You'll never be able to. You don't have the reaction time.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
and it's the same for recruiters.
Did you say
Is that
bullshit?
right?
Yep.
Okay.
I think we have better
Why?
I think Rich Rosen has better reaction time when negotiating an offer.
No. We're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
You ever go to F1, the F1 cafes, and you try out that reaction thing they've got? There's all these F1. They have a whole F1 racing bar. They have a whole part, but they have tons of stuff in there, and they have this reaction board on there where you got to hit the lights, dude. It's crazy. Like they were showing the reaction speed of the F1 driver versus like Tariq Hill or whatever, and it just blows them out of the water. Like an elite.
It is literally a superhuman strength or superhuman or whatever, metahuman, whatever you call it, because the reaction time is just so quick.
Years of training, right? I mean, if you train like for anything, you can do it, but you got to dedicate. You know?
And I think there's also there's just a talent that some of us will never have, right? Like no matter how hard you train, you're never going to get your reaction time down to that. That's why they make hundreds of millions of
you
dollars.
probably could, but that's a bad example. You could get your reaction time, but you're never going to be 6 feet tall if you're 5'6".
Yeah.
You know, like you're just never going to be a center in the NBA. The reaction time, you could probably train and get pretty damn good, but reality is you're never going to be a center in the NFL or the NBA. I would too.
But I remember reading that the corpus callosum, the parts of the center of your brain that connects the two halves, in women it's thicker than in men. Okay, they got a bigger corpus callosum, which facilitates conversation. So just like you're talking about, you're never going to be the right size to be a tackle in the NFL. The same thing applies to conversation ability. Okay, so that's my point, and that relates to recruiting. We had that discussion last week, but it's of perennial interest to me. Okay, there you go. Okay. Tom Brady, you're wrong. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, here's something interesting. Here's an interesting quote. Look, IQ might not be under your control, but being smart to some extent is. Getting all your information from internet memes is not genetically determined. You can actually learn stuff even if you're not a genius, right? And that makes you smarter. Okay, so there is some control there. Okay, final question, I think. Final question. Is everybody want one more question? Can you handle one more? Yeah? No?
Go ahead.
Okay. Build your life around sleep. The reason why it makes sense to build your life around sleep is because it makes the master modulator of willpower, motivation, emotional regulation, and mood stability work better. Without sleep, you're going to be a hater and all kinds of stuff. I'm wondering, are big billers, do they make sure they get better sleep than other people?
I barely sleep.
I haven't slept in decades.
Seriously, if I don't take NyQuil or
I went to bed at 2:30 last night and I was up at 8.
Yeah, you're worse than me. If I take NyQuil or ZQuil about 11 o'clock so I can fall asleep by 11:30 midnight if I'm lucky, and then I'm up at 5, 6. I'm out of the house by 6.
Yeah, you get up early and work out, right?
Yeah.
What do you take?
A NyQuil or
He
ZQuil.
takes NyQuil.
NyQuil.
I don't recommend it. I don't. I try not to do it that often, but if I really need good night's sleep, I got to take it.
And it works.
But you realize that it's like they're talking about 6 to 7 hours of sleep these guys are getting. So as long as you get 6 hours of sleep, you're kind of fine. You may
Yeah,
want,
I usually run about 6 hours. That's
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
night's sleep for me.
but the other thing too is you may take a nap every once in a while if you so desire, but it has to be a short nap, like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, if you do that.
Okay, the great Rich Rosen, Dominic Maiani, Ernie Moreno, Tommy Pistachio Alacio. Hey,
Hello.
Oh, he was teaching people how to make gnocchi this week too. He thinks he's Italian still. Okay.
I didn't make gnocchi. I made carbonara and I made homemade
I'm talking
fettuccine.
about your daughter. Your daughter goes to this.
She likes gnocchi carbonara, which I don't think carbonara is good on gnocchi. I think it doesn't coat well.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.